This is the Silly Record. You'll hear songy sills, silly songs, silly stories, silly poems, silly secrets, and, well, you know, all kinds of silly stuff. Here's a silly story. I want to see my mommy a minute, my mimmy a minute, my money a minute. I want to see my money a minute to sing her a little song, to sing her a little linger, a sittle, sit her a ling along. Now we'll sing it again, and this time you'll hear silly clock sounds too. I want to see my mommy a minute, my mimmy a minute, my money a minute. I want to see my money a minute to sing her a little song, to sing her a little linger, a sittle, sit her a ling along. I think my mommy will like it because it's a very short long. Now, how about some silly things to say? Here's something silly to say to a leopard the next time he comes to dinner. Mr. Leopard, please pass the salt and peppered. Here's something silly to say to an alligator. Hello, alligator. Would you like to be my paligator?
Silly thing to say when you have a cold. I feel awful when I sneeze and cough.
Achoo! Silly thing to say to the dentist. Be nice to my teeth, please. Silly thing to say to the gas station man. Something's the mattery with our battery. Here's a silly thing to say to a growly tiger. I don't like you even a little bit. No. Now here's a silly song. It's called the Boodleheimer song because it's all about Boodleheimer. Boy, he's so funny looking. He's really silly. Take a look on the front of the record album cover. See him? That's Boodleheimer. Look at his mustache. It looks like a big scrub brush, doesn't it? And take a look at his toes. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 on each foot. My word. All right, listen. I'll tell you what let's do. I'll say the words to the song, and then you can sing it right along with me. Are you ready? Here are the words. Boodleheimer, Boodleheimer, clap, clap, clap. Boodleheimer, Boodleheimer, clap, clap, clap. The more you boodle, the less you heimer. The more you heimer, the less you boodle. Boodleheimer, Boodleheimer, clap, clap, clap. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Whenever I say clap, 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 you have to clap 3 times, like this. Are you ready to sing it? Okay, here we go. Boodleheimer, Boodleheimer, clap, clap, clap. Boodleheimer, Boodleheimer, clap, clap, clap. The more you boodle, the less you heimer. The more you heimer, the less you boodle. Boodleheimer, Boodleheimer, clap, clap, clap. Now you have to sing it again, or else you will turn into a bathtub. And don't forget to clap. Boodleheimer, Boodleheimer, clap, clap, clap. Boodleheimer, Boodleheimer, clap, clap, clap. The more you boodle, the less you heimer. The more you heimer, the less you boodle. Boodleheimer, Boodleheimer, clap, clap, clap. Another silly song. My daddy flew me to the moon, moon, moon. My daddy flew me to the moon. And when we got there, what did we see but a great big fuzzy moon goon, moon goon. A great big fuzzy moon goon. Do you know what the Fuzzy Moon Goon says?
Moony Goonie.
That was another silly song. So that makes this next song another silly song. Gong, 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 this is a silly song. A silly, 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 silly song. Gong, 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 bong, bong, bong. A silly, 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 songity, songity song. Gong, bong, gong, bong, gong, beep. Oops. Bong.
Silly secret.
This is the silliest secret you ever heard. When you find out what it is, you'll laugh like anything. Boy, it sure is silly. When you hear it, you will giggle like a giggle-copter. Giggle, 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 copter, 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 copter. I think it must be the silliest secret in the whole world. It's so silly it will make you roll on the floor. Roll, 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 roll. Would you like to know what the silly secret is? Well, I can't tell you. Sob, 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 sob. I forgot it. Another silly story. It takes place in Silly Land, in a silly town, in a silly month, on a silly day, at a silly time, just like right now. Well, once upon a time, in a big white house that was green all over, except the roof, which was black, there lived a very, 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 very old lady who was 5.5 years old, and her faithful duck, Chicken Face. One bright sunny day, the old lady looked outside and said to the duck,
Oh dear, Chicken Face, it is raining. What do you think of that?
and Chicken Face said, Bow wow. Now it's silly question time. Are you ready? Silly question. If people get chicken pox, what do chickens get? Silly answer, people pox. Another silly question. If Mommy eats a popsicle, what does Daddy eat? A momsicle. Another silly thing to eat is a chocolate milk sandwich. Silly people. I once knew a man who was so big, he looked to me just like a pig, but he wasn't a pig, I could tell by his feet, and I knew I was right when he said, tweet, tweet. I once knew a lady round as a ball, she was 4 feet wide and 4 feet tall. She fell and rolled down a big long hill, and for all I know, she is rolling still. I once knew a boy with a head so flat that his head sat, yes, his pet cat sat right on his head, with a silly book which he often read. Oink, quack, la 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 la, la la. Silly Lily. It tells what I am, and what you are, and all of us, well, listen. I am silly, you are silly, all of us are silly Willy, all of us but Cousin Millie. She's the willy-nilly dilly with a lily she calls Tilly. I think Tilly is a silly name for her to call a lily. So I went and got a lily, and I call my lily Max. Now I'm going to sing it faster. See if you can sing it with me. I am silly, you are silly, all of us are silly Willy, all of us but Cousin Millie.
She's the willy-nilly dilly with a lily she calls Tilly. I think Tilly is a silly name for her to call a lily. So I went and got a lily, and I call my lily Max. Now even faster. I bet you can't sing it as fast as I can. Are you ready? Go! I am silly, you are silly, all of us are silly, Willy, all of us but Cousin Millie. She's the willy-nilly dilly with a lily she calls Tilly. I think Tilly is a silly name for her to call a lily. So I went and got a lily, and I call my lily Humphrey.